Time seemed to stand still as Wang Yibo stood in the corner of the room. His eyes were fixed on the figure who never failed to make his heart race, Xiao Zhan. But this time, the expression on his face was unlike usual. It wasn't admiration nor pride, let alone the warm smile that usually appeared whenever he looked at Xiao Zhan. This time, there was a sharp, almost unbearable glint in his eyes, breaking through his usual calm demeanor. Someone had just hugged Xiao Zhan, and Yibo had seen it all. That was the moment that sent fans into a frenzy. During a backstage event, cameras captured Wang Yibo's expression changing drastically as he watched Xiao Zhan being hugged by his co-star in a drama. The warm embrace seemed ordinary to others, but not to Yibo, not to someone who had been harboring feelings too deep to express openly. The Yibo who had always been known as cold, quiet, and almost untouched by emotions suddenly changed. His eyes didn't leave the embrace. His jaw tightened. The hands that usually stayed in his pockets were now clenched. The staff might not have noticed the subtle change, but the fans? They knew. They knew exactly how Wang Yibo looked at someone who meant something to him. And this time, it was clear, very clear, that there was a flame burning behind his gaze. Over the years, the interactions between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have been the center of attention. The two, who first met in the drama The Untamed, have developed a relationship that goes beyond mere colleagues. They share laughter, secrets, and even meaningful silences. It's not uncommon for Yibo to appear more open, warmer, and more alive when he's with Xiao Zhan. However, in the world they inhabit, which is constantly under the spotlight, the word jealousy is almost taboo to utter. But how else can one explain Yibo's behavior when he sees Xiao Zhan getting too close to others? How can we ignore the way he immediately turns away, as if trying to hold back something unspeakable? How can we not notice how Yibo becomes more withdrawn than usual after such incidents? An unnamed staff member even revealed that Yibo briefly disappeared after witnessing the embrace. He walked alone to the back corridor, standing silently staring at the floor, before finally returning with a blank expression, but his gaze couldn't lie. Something was burning inside him. Xiao Zhan, on the other hand, remained as friendly as ever. He didn't realize that the seemingly ordinary hug had sparked a small storm in the heart of the person who loved him most quietly. Perhaps Zhan thought Yibo wouldn't care, or maybe he thought everything was fine. But unfortunately, the heart cannot lie, and Yibo wasn't the type to hide his feelings for too long when it came to someone he needed. It wasn't just about wanting or feeling comfortable, but truly needing. Xiao Zhan was his home. In a harsh and pressured world, amid camera flashes and industry demands, only Xiao Zhan could make Yibo feel whole. When the world demanded he stay strong, Xiao Zhan was the place where he could be weak. And when Yibo has to be the perfect man in public, only in front of Zhan can he be himself. So it's only natural that the fear of losing him arises. Jealousy is a sign that someone is important. Jealousy is a signal that the heart has attached its feelings to one name. And Yibo, in his silence, has shown that his heart entirely belongs to Xiao Zhan. I just don't like seeing him get too close to others. That was Yibo's confession in a brief, seemingly random, yet meaningful interview. He didn't mention names, didn't explain the context, but for true fans, they knew, they understood. That sentence wasn't about anyone else. It was about Xiao Zhan. about the feelings he couldn't hide any longer. Moment by moment, small gestures, glances caught on camera, all became silent evidence that there was more than just friendship between them. And now, after seeing Yibo unable to hide his jealousy, the world is asking, there was one moment that fans will never forget, when Xiao Zhan approached Yibo after the photo shoot, with his usual cheerful expression and playful gestures. But Yibo only looked at him for a moment before looking away. Usually, Yibo would smile slightly, or at least give a warm response, even if it was subtle. But this time he was cold, very cold, and in that silence, only one thing was clear: disappointment. Not because Zhan had made a big mistake, but because Yibo felt forgotten, replaced, even if only for a moment. Behind his calm facade, there was an undeniable turmoil. He wanted to be the only one. The fact that Yibo said nothing made everything even clearer. He wasn't the type to confront or protest openly. He chose to remain silent, but it was a silence full of meaning. In their world of restrictions and scrutiny, sometimes a single glance speaks louder than 1,000 words. And Wang Yibo's gaze at that moment, filled with pain, longing, and a silent plea: don't hug anyone else like that again. It wasn't just about ordinary jealousy. It was the inner cry of someone who loved too deeply in silence. Now, fans can no longer ignore the strong signals of their relationship. Every small gesture, every hidden attention, and especially moments like this, show that behind the grand stage and professional smiles, there is a much deeper story. A story about two hearts quietly connected, about love that's unspoken but feels so real. Wang Yibo doesn't just admire Xiao Zhan. He needs him. And when someone hugs Xiao Zhan, Yibo feels as though the world he holds is slowly slipping away, and he can't let it go. The answer might be too complicated to put into words. But one thing is certain: Wang Yibo cannot live without Xiao Zhan. He doesn't like to share. He doesn't like seeing others take the one place that belongs to him alone, the place by Xiao Zhan's side. And we are all, unconsciously, witnessing an unspoken love story, one that is felt in every glance, every meaningful silence, and every jealousy that cannot be hidden.